Well, the game's back and the stakes are higher than ever. And once again on ITV each Monday night, we'll bring you all the goals and the news that matters from the Football League. For each of the 72 clubs, there are hopes and fears, but for all of them, there's a new look.
From Main Road to Millwall, it's the Nationwide League. The new sponsors have invested more than £5 million over 3 years. For the 24 First Division clubs, it's all about emulating Sunderland's championship success of last season.
Michael Gray's come infield a bit. Then a try one. Oh, what a stunning goal from Michael Gray! That was a Premiership quality goal, if ever you've seen one.
In Division 2, Steve McMahon took Swindon straight back up. Oxford United made a late sprint into second place. So near, so often, Preston's passionate support were rewarded with a championship season in Division 3. Then came the playoffs, football's white-knuckle ride at Wembley, where each year the sense of drama just gets better. This summer, the second city has seen the second coming of Trevor Francis back at Birmingham. His predecessor, Barry Fry, won't be sacked by Peterborough. Barry's bought the club. And after big money offers from all around the world, Terry Venables is the director of football at Portsmouth.
Well, there's a new man in charge at one of Terry Venables' old clubs. Media tycoon Chris Wright aims to make Queen's Park Rangers the heart of a sporting empire in London by the turn of the century. We'll speak to Rangers' new Mr. Wright after all the goals from Division 1.
The favourites were first to play. 30,000 were at Main Road. Curl and Quinn might have gone, but nobody seems to care too much. Georgi Kinkladze is still around, and the gifted Georgian conjured the season's opening goal. Floating, feinting, and then crossing. Steve Lomas couldn't miss. If only all City's foreigners were as convincing. The German defender Michael Fronzek struggled in the Premiership, and he started badly in the Nationwide. Fronzek was sent off for that professional foul. And Alan Ball endured an awful last half hour as Ipswich used their extra man. Alex Matthey and Ian Marshall hit the woodwork, but the side who won just 9 league games last season held on to make it 1 out of 1. The Bolton fans who felt betrayed by the sale of Sasha Churchich last week can take some comfort from the debut of his Danish replacement, Michael Johansson. 23 minutes in, Johansson's weaving, pacey run transported the ball from one end to the other for Alan Thompson to score one of the goals of the weekend. But Bolton will need to break their habit of conceding late goals. It cost them so often last season, and Tony Naylor's deft flick to John McCarthy's cross earned Port Vale their points. One game gone, and he's already top of the charts. Steve Bull's opening day performance was brilliant, even by his standards. Left winger Steve Froggatt helped. Fit again, Froggatt tormented Grimsby's player-manager Brian Lords. When Laws and his defence mistimed their offside trap, Bull was through on goal to make it 2 in 10 minutes. Neither Adrian Williams or Keith Curl, Wolves' 2 new expensive defenders, were fit to play, but they were missed just once. When Clive Mendonca turned sweetly and shot to beat Wolves' Mike Stoll. But that goal was soon bettered by Bully. Froggatt flew down the left again, and Bull read his cross just right. If he stays fit, there will be no more fearsome sight in the Football League. You can see why Wolves are among the favourites.
Well, I think that, you know, come to a place like this, if you've got ambitions to be at the top at the end, you've got to win at a team like Grimsby. No disrespect to them, but we do have ambitions to be in the shake-up at the end, and if we are going to be, then we have to expect that teams like Manchester City and the Birminghams and all the teams that are fancied are going to come here and win.
19,000 expectant fans were at the Hawthorns, but Barnsley made the impressive start. Here's Peter Brackley.
Redfern got away from Groves and from Hamilton as well. Now Marcel! super move by Barnsley, and they had their reward. Snickers with the challenge. Then Holmes to Marden. Strong running through the centre by Taylor. It's a penalty. Appleby has handled. Andy Hunt composing himself now. And makes it 1-1. Superbly taken penalty kick from Hunt. Marcel in the centre. So Wilkinson. It's just nicked away from him. But still Wilkinson to find Thompson now. Beyond Bazencic, but it goes Little. Andy Little to restore Barnsley's lead.
Nobody could quite believe it. Terry Venables at Portsmouth. The club are losing £8,000 a day. But 3 weeks ago, Venables turned up to confirm that Director of Football at Portsmouth would be his new job. The old one raised his popularity to breathtaking heights as football came home and Venables' gallant heroes united the nation. European clubs were queuing up. Porto fancied him as Bobby Robson's replacement. But Portsmouth and Venables' old mate Jim Gregory got the nod.
Well, I'll be helping in all the direction of all around the club and the team and everything, and I've sort of covered that type of job before, so it'll be interesting to see how we go.
Just how long Venables will last is open to question. He was at Bradford but arrived separately from the team and didn't sit on the bench with manager Terry Fenwick. Paul Hall put Portsmouth ahead, but Venables' happy return to league football ended early in the second half. Defender Andy Orford had just been sent off when goalkeeper Aaron Flahavan fouled Bradford's Carl Schutz. Amazingly, out came the red card again. Midfielder Robbie Pethick took over in goal. But Bradford's new Dutch signing, Eric Regtop, beat him with the penalty. Venables had seen enough, he left, and Portsmouth's chances disappeared. The 9 men battled on, but were beaten. Lee Duxbury made it 2-1. Four minutes from the end, Mark Stallard crowned Bradford's first match back in Division 1 with a third scruffy goal. With Venables gone, this was Terry Fenwick's verdict.
I thought the game changed on that penalty decision. It's gone against us, and I think awarding the penalty was punishment enough, but to send the keeper off, I find that laughable, really.
Last season, no First Division team won more home games than Huddersfield. And even though strikers Booth and Jepson have gone, the muscular, rugged approach remains. Darren Bullock personifies it. Charlton showed flashes of the smooth teamwork that took them to the playoffs in May, but another air raid caught them out near the finish. Andy Morrison, signed from Blackpool, scored a debut goal to make it 2-0. It took 2 years and relegation, but public pressure has finally removed chairman Robert Chase and returned Mike Walker as Norwich City manager. Money's tighter than ever. Norwich failed to sign a single player in the summer, but they still beat Swindon comfortably. Andy Johnson headed the first. The second was a real throwback to the good old days at Carrow Road. Robert Fleck is only marginally behind Walker in the popularity stakes. If his legs hold out, Fleck will be a key player. Stoke City's surprise run to fourth last season hasn't counted for much with the bookies, who make them 25-1 to win promotion. But at Oldham, Mike Sherran carried on where he left off in May, scoring goals. Stoke even managed without a proper goalkeeper. The injured Mark Pruder was replaced by defender Ian Cranston because reserve Carl Muggleton was stuck in traffic on the M6. Within 6 minutes, though, Oldham's John Hallworth was the embarrassed keeper as Sherran knocked in his second. Oldham finally found a way past Cranston when Steve Redmond put all his frustration behind a thumping free kick. But Stoke were well worth their win. An early season claim to fame for Southend United. That doesn't happen too often, but 54 seconds was all it took for Andy Rammell to find space on the edge of the area and score the first goal of the English season. But Tranmere responded well. Ivano Bonetti, signed from Grimsby in the summer, impressed on his debut. Manager John Aldridge intends to play as much as possible. And Johnny Morrissey's well-struck shot won Tranmere their points. Sheffield United's season didn't begin as many expected. It might have been different had Andy Walker evaded the challenge of Andy Bernal 10 minutes from time. Bernal was sent off for the professional foul, but United could do nothing with the free kick. 2 minutes later, Reading player-manager Mick Gooding found his new signing, Welsh international Paul Bodin, overlapping down the left. Bodin provided just the sort of cross the other joint manager Jimmy Quinn doesn't miss. "We were too complacent," said United's manager Howard Kendall. At St Andrews, Trevor Francis made the right start back at Birmingham City. The match commentator is John Helm.
It really is a sweltering afternoon at St Andrews. Another slip in the Palace defence, and here goes Paul Devlin, cutting back inside, hitting the shot. Oh, what a shot! Paul Devlin on the mark for Birmingham City, a dream of a start for them. And Chris Day knows what league football is all about. He won't face many better than shots than that all season. And Devlin, who scored so many spectacular goals after his move from Notts County last season, strikes emphatically. There goes Houghton, thumped against the legs of the defender. But Palace keep coming forward. This is Danny Boxall, swinging it across to that far angle of the penalty area, and it comes back in here for Houghton against the bar, and so unlucky Ray Houghton. An escape for Birmingham City, and Ray Houghton can consider himself very unfortunate there. The ball's still in here, but swung in towards Bennett, who's claimed it now. But Ray Houghton, desperately unfortunate not to get the equaliser here for Palace. Swung in by Danny Boxall. And Houghton, who'd instigated the move, got himself into position, and as the ball came back to him, he smacked it against the bar.
So often after relegation comes transition. At Queen's Park Rangers,
the goal here in Saturday's win.
Maintain their 100% record so far this